Welcome back. Today we're going to do a short review on an equally short game called Antarctica 88. Antarctica 88 was developed by Euphoria Games, a small independent Russian dev company. What initially drew me to this game was seeing it advertised as an upcoming game in the coming soon section on Xbox. Apparently there's a 4K remaster coming out later in August.
The original version, which you're seeing footage of right now, was released in 2020 on PCs and 2021 on console.
So what exactly is Antarctica 88? Well, it's a survivor horror shooter, although the shooting mechanics aren't terrific, the enemy design isn't terrific or original, and the bullet impact and the actual gunplay is not fantastic. Both of these enemy designs right here look like they were ripped off directly from The Thing. Like you have these weird ogre creature things that attack you, and then you have these scorpion things, which could be from The Thing or it could be from Aliens. And then you also have the other Demigorgon looking creature, which looks like it's a direct rip-off of Stranger Things. The Demigorgon creatures in the game aren't nearly as intimidating or difficult to defeat. Plus, he's got that little frog leg thing going on right there.
So not only is there a lack of originality in enemy design with weird, unnatural, erratic movements upon death, but the enemies themselves have a terrible AI system. Not very smart. Although they will come to sound, they obviously try to go to places they can't, and they'll get stuck on the edge of a cave. And then when their buddy dies, they'll come running from across the room and get stuck in the same spot so that they can take a shotgun blast or two to the face. Boom.
I mentioned earlier that the enemies react to sound. Well, you can use that to your advantage. If you fire a shot, any enemy in close proximity will come running to that sound. And if you're in a position where they can't reach you, you can have yourself a slow roast barbecue. Cook them until they're extra crispy. And it's not just useful for meme or joke purposes, you can use it to your full advantage. If you come to a fork in a cave where everything's really dark and you can't see, instead of guessing where the enemies are going to come from, you can fire a shot and they'll come running from their hiding places. And you can take them out without having to worry about getting attacked from behind quite as much.
Now let's talk mechanics. The driving mechanics are terrible. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but we're going to kick things off with shooting mechanics. The shooting mechanics themselves aren't all that great. There's some fun moments, but for the most part, they lack consistency and they lack that punch that you often expect. Don't believe me? Let's ask Bob what he thinks about the shooting mechanics. Bob. Hey, Bob. Come here. Bob, what do you think about the shooting mechanics? Are they good? Bob, are the shooting mechanics good? Answer me, Bob. Bob. Okay, no. Bob says the shooting mechanics are bad. Let's start with the consistency aspect. We'll go with a shotgun so we keep the weapon consistent, unlike the damage that you'll dish out. For example, sometimes with the shotgun, it'll take 3 shots to kill one of these little head crab enemy things, scorpion things. Sometimes it'll take 2 shots to kill them. And then other times, it'll take just 1 shot to put them down for good. And we're using the same weapon against the same enemies in order to show this inconsistency. Generally with any weapon, especially a shotgun, the further away the enemy is, the less damage it will do, especially when you have spread to worry about. However, in this game, I've noticed a couple times where even when I'm far away, it'll take just a single shot with a shotgun to take out one of these little crab things. And just to demonstrate consistent inconsistency, even a close-up shot can be a one-shot kill with a shotgun. For the most part, with a few exceptions of certain weapons, the impact of the rounds feel weak. Doesn't feel like it packs enough punch, and you're left wanting more. And then of course the gun mechanics themselves are lacking. For example, the flamethrower, if you hit one of these bipedal guys, it'll make them rock out and glide toward you, which feels unnatural. It feels undercooked, even though we're using the flamethrower. Even if these fire effects are really cool. I like that. Looks really good. This game is predominantly a shooter with horror elements and survival elements interspersed within. The shooter elements aren't fantastic. The horror elements, they're okay. There are moments of intensity, like right here when you're 1 hit away from dying and there's a Demogorgon standing behind you. And then of course there's dark tunnels, and the turning mechanics aren't that great. I think the sensitivity is just really low, so when you turn, it turns really slowly, and sometimes it'll catch you by surprise. That part scared my kids. This next part got me pretty good. I'll turn the volume up so you can hear it. Boom! As you can see, I had no indication that there was anything behind me, no sound whatsoever. Turned around and there he was, smacking me in the face. So even though it has those elements of intensity and fear, it's more arbitrary because they designed the system so that you turn slow, and so it's unrealistic and it's a handicap basically, which makes it feel fake and inauthentic. And then a final negative aspect of it, the vehicle mechanics are atrocious. It's a single stick control scheme, the camera follows you directly, and it feels like it was designed more for Roblox than a shooter game. Now, it might feel like I've been continuously ragging on this game and it's irredeemable, but there are fun elements. I had fun playing this game. For example, shooting a Demogorgon in the face as it screams at you doesn't get much better than that. Unless, of course, you have a grenade launcher. And, pun intended, this thing is an absolute blast to use. The survival elements of this game, depending on the difficulty that you choose at the beginning, makes it so that ammo is relatively sparse, but if you have enough, it's very useful in tunnels. You can shoot it behind them and kill them. Just make sure you're out of the blast radius because it will kill you as well. It's also very useful at the end of the game when you're in this last arena. It's not really a boss fight, but you're fighting a whole bunch of dudes. Bust out that grenade launcher, launch it into a group of them, and send them flying into rocks. Just got another group, boom, another shot, 2 more down, and then you can finish off the last guy with the shotgun blast. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. A cool concept this game introduces that is relatively unique as far as I understand is the implementation of a day-night cycle that is affected by real-world local time. So if you're playing at night, it's going to be night in the game. If you're playing during the day, it's going to be bright, you're going to see everything around you. However, at night, it adds extra layers. You got the visibility is limited, and the ambiance is more dark, more sinister, and the horror is more palpable. You got enemies coming at you from the shadows, you can't see them as well, feels more intense, feels like more edge of your seat or action. And at first I didn't think it was going to affect the game all that much, but I went back and played it at night, and man, it adds a whole new layer. I definitely enjoyed it a lot. I hope more games enact this concept or implement this concept as well, because even the driving was better. I mean, the driving mechanics in this game are terrible, but somehow adding these nighttime driving with these awesome headlight mechanics makes it more enjoyable. Especially when you're driving on the edge of a precarious ledge and you don't want to slip off down the cliff and restart the level, which happened to me a lot on this part because the one stick control method makes it a little bit harder to control, makes it a little bit easier to go off the edge. Overall, this game is not fantastic, but I did have a good experience with it. I enjoyed my time with it, and I feel like it was well worth the $6 for the hour and a half total that I played it to get all the achievements. Now, if you don't want to pay $6 per hour for an hour of entertainment, or don't want to pay $6 for an hour of frustration, depending on how you approach this game and how receptive you are to rudimentary mechanics and gunplay, then I wouldn't recommend picking this up. You're going to find yourself more frustrated than entertained. I had a great experience with it. I had a great time with it. It definitely brightened my day, brightened my night when I played it, and I played through it a couple times. Now, personally speaking, I probably will pick up the 4K remaster that comes out on August 21st. It's going to be $6 as well, and I kind of want to see if they've made any improvements other than graphical. I don't think they're out to screw us over, even though this Demogorgon says otherwise to that little face hugger thing. But I do think I will get another hour and a half of enjoyment out of it, and I kind of want to see what it plays like a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to give this game a 6 out of 10. Some of the elements were undercooked, especially the driving mechanics, the shooting mechanics, the enemy variety and design, and the overall shooting experience. Is this game worth $6? I would say yes, it's worth $6. The AI sucks and there's no variation in enemy behavior. So is this game a good game? Nah. But I found it worth the $6. I found it enjoyable, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.